Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of my Minecraft Eternal Let's Play, version 1.4.4. I'm your host, Powerboss, and today we're going to get started. Today's going to be a rather short episode, not by choice, but, just got things to do, so not going to stay up too late tonight. So I'm going to see how much I can get done, what I can do in the time that I have. So, as you can see here, I have a few things on my checklists from last time. We completed everything last episode. But I wasn't exactly thrilled with the way I left it. So what I did off camera was I went back to that one ancient warfare structure that I found. I couldn't carry everything, so I went there. And I wound up building a few things, if you can see right here. I upgraded my storage remote for my Simply Storage network. Out of the 3, if you look up remotes, excuse me, 4, this is the one that I had. It is currently in my network. It can probably just get trashed. There's no need to keep it, right? I skipped over this one because it does not have the crafting grid. Hey, Adam. So I went straight for this one. Now this one will allow unlimited distance transfer to your simple storage network. However, while it gives crafting, it does not do cross dimension. That's what this one is for. And unfortunately for this one, I'm going to need another star and some purple blocks, which I'm going to have to visit an end city for. So I'm not too worried about getting this one anytime soon. But I got all my gadgets charged. As you can see by the decoration, I started doing some nice, Adam. I did some redecorating, changing my dirt hut into some smooth stone, using my furnace outside. I cannot rest because there's monsters nearby. What monsters are nearby? Oh. It was an enchanted haunted hoe. Anyway, over at the Ancient Warfare structure, I found out that traveling there, looking at my JEI, or excuse me, my journey map, around this area over here, there was some radiation. So I actually died quite a bit. But I did manage to clear everything out of this Ancient Warfare structure. Somewhere over here, I think right here, this is Barako the Sun Chief, who's a bounty target. There's some sort of a village or another Ancient Warfare structure over here. This is an Ancient Warfare structure, and over here, and somewhere up here. But I didn't spend too much time there because right now I don't have a good enough weapon to kind of deal with them. I haven't leveled it up yet. My shuriken is still as weak as can be. But I did a little bit of exploring out this way because I was looking for that Sky Slime Island. I did not find one. And I went to the Nether and tried going around there now that I have some sort of protection and flight with the jetpack and my flux capacitor. But it took me a while. I didn't die down there, but it took me a while, but I did find a magma slime island. But I don't know if I can use that. So today I was going to try and see if maybe I could go south and see if maybe down this way somewhere excuse me, down this way somewhere to the south, if I might be able to instead find that Sky Slime Island. So That's going to be the second thing I'm going to do. The third thing is I'm going to attempt to start an 8-channel AE system. It's not going to be anything fancy, it's not going to be anything spectacular, but it's to get started. And hopefully with that, depending on how far I get with AE, I'm going to attempt to start making some dark steel so I can make some dark steel armor. As you can see, I've got a copper helmet, my jetpack, some iron leggings, and my slime boots. Nothing fancy. To get started with applied energistics, we're going to need an energy acceptor. Okay, and that's going to take some Flux Crystal or pure Flux crystals. We're going to need some sort of where is it? An energy cell. Okay. Again, we're going to need Certus quartz, pure Certus quartz, or charged Certus quartz, along with Flux dust, which we can make right now, and also some quartz glass, which smelting up nether quartz. We're going to need some cabling, which is on the second page here. We're going to need some... Where are they? Nope. Here we go. Quartz fibers, which that's just crushed quartz, and any sort of I think stained glass, but yeah, regular glass will do, as you can see right here. So there's that. And then just for the start off, we're going to need at least some glass cable Flux made. We'll use uncolored for now, but basically it's just taking that same quartz fiber with Flux crystals. So how do you make Flux crystals? Okay, well, this doesn't tell you much. If you go to here, it does tell you, however, you take one charged Certus quartz, one nether quartz, and one redstone dust into a puddle of water. Simple as that. And for every one of each that you throw in, you will get 2 Flux crystals back. So there you go. So if you drop in a whole stack of all 3 of those, nether quartz, charged Certus quartz, and redstone dust, you're going to get 2 stacks worth of Flux crystals. So we can go ahead and do that actually right now. So let's go ahead and we're going to deposit that. We're going to get... we don't have very much of that, do we? You know what? I did, however, make a cloche. It's not much, but we can supply that with water. We can get power to it. And then we can at least get some seeds growing. And if we look, I've already made a few. I've got some hemp, so that'll come in handy later. Some regular seeds, which, again, grows wheat. I made the tier 1 crafting seed and some inferium seeds, which is going to be very important, and we're going to need a lot of that later. We can throw in the giga pickle seeds, we can throw in rice seeds, mandrake seeds, and we can get all these started producing, but we're not going to want too much of it because we have no place to store it right now. And we only have the 1 garden cloche, so we don't need that much. But what we can do is take our crafting seed right here, and we can look up all the seeds that we get. Now the 2 that we're going to need, of course, or excuse me, 3 that we're going to need are the Certus quartz, which are, well, we're going to need another quartz too. Yeah, you can see all these beautiful seeds here. Certus quartz is here somewhere. There they are. So regular Certus quartz, okay. And the last one that we're going to need are fluids. So we're not going to need much. And, whoops. And now you got to be careful here because there's redstone and redstone alloy. So we're going to need that. So first we're going to grab our inferium essence. Okay. We're going to need some piping. So we have some fluid ducts. Now I did go and make some flux with grains of infinity down at bedrock level. If you look for the recipe on flux, it says it's literally obtained by compressing redstone with bedrock and obsidian. So you go down, you place however many stacks or whatever of redstone that you want underneath a block of obsidian, and then you punch it with an empty hand onto bedrock. It'll drop, and for every redstone that's there, you will get redstone, or excuse me, flux for everything that you do. What I wanted to do was get flux networks going, and for that, flux is a prime ingredient. So what are we going to need? We're going to need a flux controller. So you need flux blocks, 5 of them, and a flux core. Now the flux core is going to be a little difficult because I do not have very many either ender pearls or blaze powders, but I think I can make one. Do I not have any ender pearls? Oh, I thought I had ender pearls. Maybe I don't. Okay then. I really don't have any ender pearls. Could have swore I had ender pearls, at least some. No, I really don't, I guess. Maybe I used them all in something. I don't think I did, but okay. Anyway, we can get that going too, eventually. But yeah, so for flux, that's what we were going to need. We're going to need the controller, points, and plugs. Simple as that. We can make the flux blocks, but again, we need the flux cores, which of course take eyes of ender. We have the dust just fine. But let's get our inferium seeds working, shall we? Which also means we're going to need some flux duct. There we go. Let's take all these out. Put our handy dandy clipboard away. And let's sleep. But yeah, the quest reward radiation scrubber that we got, I put over here because, yeah, being irradiated is not fun. So now what we can do is we can come over here, and we've got a nice water source that we can choose to use from, right? So we can put our cloche right there on top. And if you look, no power, right? But now if we connect power to it, which is a little tricky, I admit. Just enough. You can see that we are now getting power. Now, it's not getting any water in it, right? But we are going to throw in our seed anyway. Now we're not worrying about making this a 10-10-10 seed, but it's not going to grow. Why? Because we need dirt. So we're going to go into our handy dandy tank right here, place a block down, take that off our bar, and then, oh, that didn't work. That goes right back in our inventory. So let's do this. We're going to make this even easier. And that way we also won't use as much flux ducts. And we're going to go grab ourselves, if we can, a pump. Should be simple to make, right? So we want a fluid pump. Now there is this one, which is Immersive Engineering's, but that's a little expensive to make. So what you can do is instead make a pump and use this one for mechanism, which we cannot make it because we cannot make enriched alloys. What else can we do? That's a little expensive to make, so it looks like this is going to be a little more difficult than I thought. You know what? Let's make some more fluid ducts. We should have enough to make that, right? Yeah. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to tap into our existing line underneath our machines. So we're going to do it here. Okay. We're going to put our fluid ducts. No. There we go. Okay. We can use our dank null to fill back in here. Okay. Now our garden cloy should be perfectly hidden. And there it goes. It's getting water. Perfect. We don't want this piece going in. We only want the water. Okay. Now we can put our flux ducts back and supply it with power closer. Bingo. And there we go, it has power. Now where did our seed go? What happened to my Inferium seed? It didn't go in here, did it? No. Okay. I don't know where it went. So I'm just going to cheat one back in because, yeah, that's weird. Just a tier 1 seed because that's what I had. So it is a Tier 1 Inferium seed is what I should do. That should be it. Mystical Agriculture, Tier 1 Inferium Seeds, plural. There we go. There. Now, in order to grow, it needs just plain old dirt. So we have plenty of dirt in here. Just gonna get one out. And there you go. It's starting to work. So that will be perfectly fine producing. It'll fill up 64 in each of these slots. We're eventually going to want more, of course, but for now, we don't need it. Let's move this all back over here where it goes. So yeah, we got things going. We'll get those Inferium seeds, and that will let us get more. Next thing we're going to need is Infusing Crystal. Which is this guy right here. Eventually we're going to want the master one, but this one's not going to be so hard to make. We don't have anything made, so we can't just use that right away. And there's another quest done, right? Now before this runs out of 1,000 uses, we're going to want to make this premium essence, which is I believe tier 4s. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, tier 4s. So that way we can make this instead while we still can. But that's neither here nor there, that's for later. We can go ahead and put away our handy dandy crescent wrench. Let's grab ourselves a drawer. Just plain Jane single basic drawer. Planks. Okay, and this will at least allow us to get a little bit more out of our producing Inferium, right? There it goes. And as you can see in the upper left, it can hold a stack limit of 32. It currently has 8 inside, and this is still producing, as long as it has water and power. And it does. And it will. Because remember, this is an infinite source, right? It's self-renewing. It may not produce a lot of RF per tick, but it's good for now. It's getting to be sunset. Can we sleep? Yes, we can. I did build this Cobblestone Generator. It's the lowest tier. It does 2 stone per second. So as you look, I let it run. This whole thing is filled up, which is how I double smelted all this walls and floors and ceiling. Came out quite nice, I think. And eventually I'm going to raise the ceiling so it's not too high off the ground. It'll be a little bit more. Now, this isn't really that much. The stack limit of 32, it's not going to go far. So let's see what we can do about increasing that storage space, right? So we want storage upgrades. Over here we got the emerald one, and we can make it. We just need the crafting template, and for that we need another drawer. So we're going to do this. We'll grab our planks right here, make ourselves another chest, put the chest in the center, make this, and then make our template. And then that can just go in there. We're going to use one to make more sticks first. Just get a whole stack. Wait, no, wrong one. Emerald upgrade. There we go. That's good. And I don't think we can do the void upgrade. Yeah, we don't have enough obsidian quite yet. But that can hold off. It can wait. We don't want to void anything anyway. We want to let this run as much as it's going to be able to. The emerald is the biggest upgrade that the storage drawers can apply. If you shift and right click, this is your UI. As you can see, any drawer, whether it's a compacting drawer or whatever, can hold 7 different slots. One of them is usually probably going to be your void upgrade, which means if it can hold 512 of whatever's in this drawer or split apart within this drawer, then that 513th is just going to get voided, so that way whatever machine is filling it doesn't stop. So likewise, this just simply increases it to 32 times. It is the biggest storage capacity that is. So now if we get out of here and we look, now while it says 1024 times a stack size of 32. So essentially we're going to have a whole load of inferium essence. Each stack will go up to 1024 times 32. So that's going to get pretty big, which is why I wanted to start getting into Yaba barrels and my AE system. Again, for the AE system, we want to get this energy acceptor. We need to get this pure fluix going. We wanted to make ourselves our Certus seeds, which we're going to need more inferium essence for, right? So we're going to take out our crystal. And we're going to see if we can make some... Okay, we can't. Oh, and when I was in the nether, I did collect more inferium hives as well. Now to take out of this drawer, just simply left click, or if you shift left click, well, I'm supposed to withdraw from it. I'll just take out 16 for now. Right clicking puts it back in, just so you know. We can take all of these, and we need 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then that will allow us to get our first intermediate essence. And that's what we need for these. So we're going to take 4 Certus quartz crystals, and we're going to turn it into a Certus quartz seed before we ever start trying to make and use these. Unfortunately, it's going to take us a minute, so we're going to go do some other things while that garden cloche is producing for us, right? So, like I said, I wanted to go and try and see if we can find a sky slime island. We're going to go in that direction, right? I did find some vibranium that I can't mine. I found an astral sorcery temple over that way, and I found a meteor over in that direction, and of course there's the ancient warfare structure over in that direction. I haven't gone too much over towards the ice area yet because right now I just haven't seen too much there. So first thing what I'm going to do, take out my sling, and I'm going to take out my hang glider, and I'm going to face away from where I'm going, and let's go flying. We're going up high. We're trying to find a sky slime island. Oh, and then there's also these structures. Ah! Hate when that happens. We're going to take it and run. It's not letting me heal. There's some more coal. Now I do have the magma cube pet, so if I wanted to I could nullify all the damage that those blazes do to me. What pet did we find? We found the Squid Pet for water breathing, underwater vision, and a swim boost. So that's pretty nice. I'm not seeing any slime islands yet, so we're going to keep going. That Squid Pet I will probably put in my backpack and keep there. So we got a magical forest in this direction, which means pixies. This is a mystic grove. So I don't know what that is. What is this? Oh, we found ourselves a village right here. Looks like it's probably controlled by vampire hunters. We'll come back to that village later. Because I don't want to find that Sky Slime Island. And of course things are not wanting to load in, so we'll probably DC and have to start from wherever we last left off. So I'm going to go over here to a mountaintop and sit down and attempt to eat. Oh, I'm going through the world. Oh yeah, we're definitely DCing. Look at this. Well, this isn't good. Yep, and there goes the DC. But we saw that one coming, right? And we're still waiting on it to catch up. It happens. So we looked at what we needed to get started looking into getting our A system running. The only thing that I did not look into, but I know it's really cheap, is how much coins we have. We should have over 2,000 by now. And we can buy the 4 inscribers that we need from, or the inscriber presses from the player shop. So we're going to really ramp up everything here in the next couple episodes. I'm hoping tomorrow I'll stream for a much longer time, and in doing so I will get plenty of materials and progress done. Hopefully I can finally get started like my requests were saying for Electroblob's Wizardry. EBW is a great early game wizardry mod. We haven't come across any wizard towers yet, good or bad. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we will definitely be needing that. But that's neither here nor there. I was requested to do rats and bees. Bees are going to take a little bit because in order to get what I need for Gendistry to kick off for an energy bee, I need to visit the end, which means I've got to have Enderman production, which means that I'm going to have to find the end portal and have enough ender pearls to put into it. So we're going to progress slowly there. But hey, if we can make our dark steel armor, why not? Now I do have at least 1 dark steel ingot in my smelter. I do not have my alloy smelter yet, however, I can try and put more of the materials for it, which I believe is just iron and coal, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. I'll have to check when I get back in game. But in order to make a full set, I would need, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, about 23 pieces of dark steel. Now I can melt down all those Enderman swords, or Ender swords that I got. I'm not going to just yet, only because I want to get myself the Disenchanter Factory first, which will let me pull those enchantments off so I don't have to spend experience to put them back on. Plus, some of them can be transposed onto the armors as I make them. I don't know what all enchantments I have on them right now. I know a couple of them have Empowerment 1, 2, and I think one of them even has a 3. There is... one of them has a Micro Anvil, maybe a Pocket Anvil. And as I'm doing these enchantments for them, I will go over how to get them and what to do. Because some of them, they can be a little tricky. A little tricksy, yes. Oh, come on. Catch up already. Can't reconnect if you don't disconnect in the first place. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Adam. Armagerd Burglar. Oh, come on. Oh, I might have to call it an earlier episode than I thought. I've been streaming for 45 minutes. Why aren't you moving? I'm sorry about this, folks. But you know what I can do while I'm waiting? I can go over a little bit of explanation about bees and gendistry. So I did some calculations, and with a little help from the Discord and some other sources, I calculated up what it's going to take for you to get the best power generation out of your bees, right? So obviously the big thing is that you can use gendistry and you can skip the randomization process of breeding. Now you're still going to be breeding, but you're going to be using it with gendistry mechanics instead of vanilla mechanics as far as modded Minecraft goes. So you're going to take forestry and career bees and you're going to combine it with gendistry so that you can take one bee, move it to the next, move it to the next, move it to the next. When I get more into it, you're going to see exactly how it's done. I don't know how many episodes that's going to be till I do it, but I did make this handy dandy chart. So while I'm waiting for the game to catch up, I'm going to show the chart now. If you look, this is what you build an alveary out of, okay? It's a simple structure. You put the energy queen into it, and it produces power in surrounding things. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to get a speed on the energy bee with 8 magic frames and 6 gentle. That is if you have a fast bee. If you get a slower bee, you get plus 9 magic frames and 6 gentle frames instead. The reason being is the max int of Minecraft is 2.14 billion. So that means that any number that you generate, whether it be from bees in RF or items or anything that you can hold, cannot exceed that 2.14 billion. Is that a lot? Hell yes. But what does that mean for producing RF? Well, if you look here at this chart, say we just take the slowest bee. It goes from anywhere from 1 magic frame to 13. Okay? At 12 magic frames, you're going to be producing 603 million RF per tick, almost 604. But if you put in that 13th frame, then you're going to get 2.4 billion, which goes over that max int cap. Okay. If you don't worry about using the magic frames and wanting to max it out, all you're going to really need is a simple Eternal frame. It produces 0 resources, which is fine, and it's going to increase the lifespan of it exponentially. Basically, your bee is never going to die, especially if you can get the longest lifespan trait as well. If you look at this, then as you go up in speed, then you can see here that the numbers will slowly get diminishing returns, but at the same time, that can change. So as you go up in speeds, if you look, once you hit 13 frames with slowest, that's going to put you over. If you hit slower, then at 12 frames you're going to be over. Okay. In red, obviously, are the numbers that you can't go above, because if you do, it's going to make your energy produce absolutely nothing. Okay, you're going to think it's broken. The 2 best is if you have a blinding speed with 10 frames, magic frames, mind you, or a normal speed bee with 11 magic frames. Both of those will produce the same 1.6 billion RF per tick. If you want to seriously max it out, then you can follow with the magic and gentle frames, which will fuddle with the numbers, and you'll actually hit that 2.14 billion RF per tick. before you hit max int, and it will produce. So that being said, what is the best ones to get? Well, the less frames you can use, the better. Only because if you produce less frames, the magic frames that is, because you can automate inserting them, then you don't have to have the best of the best production bee going on to produce the magic frames. You may need 2 or 3 of them, but again, that's not necessary. It's nice, but it's not necessary. So what else does that mean? Well, you're going to want to make the normal bee or a blinding bee. You're going to give it the longest lifespan you can, and the best production doesn't matter. Okay, because again, when it comes to the energy bee, what it's talking about producing is the honeycombs or the dewdrops or whatever can come out of it. When I get back in game, I will show you. But at the same time, you're producing the RF not from its production. You're producing the RF from its trait, the specialty trait that a career bee has. And for that, the production doesn't matter. So you're bypassing that by giving it the longest lifespan with an eternal frame. There's a nice little helpful guide that one of the admins, Brett, has made on the Discord that shows you exactly how to get the best bees for both breeding to the energy bee and breeding to get the best bee producing magic frames, the magic wax for the frames. And again, we'll go over all of that when we get to that point. But at the same time, you're not looking to really produce the highest amount possible. Okay, you can fiddle with the numbers, you can fiddle with the traits any way you like. My recommendation is you're going to want as many pristine bees as you can get, which are only the princesses and queens, and then you want to have at least one queen or one princess in the pristine stock. Now, what does pristine and ignoble mean? Well, ignoble, eventually after about 1,000 cycles, it's going to die, and you're not going to get a princess back, because every time the life cycle finishes, you're going to get a drone and a princess. If the princess does not come back, it's because the queen died instead of being transferred over. So it's a little tricky and finagling. The pristine stock will never die. That's why you want as many pristines as you can, and you want at least one pristine of every type that you come across, every type that you make, every type that you find. This will allow you, when you create your gene templates, that you can always make another one. It's nothing to go out in the world and find more hives. So you can always go and try and snag more to make more. But at the same time, the less you have to make, the better. Now, in order to get the energy bee, where am I? I'm going to need to take out my sleeping bag and sleep. Let's just put our slime sling away because we're not going to need it. I'm going to keep him, and the rest of those can just stay there. Let's go ahead and sleep. Now, I have been collecting hives for the most part as I travel around. Where are we? Oh, we're over by this thing on the east. And we were heading that way to the west, southwest, that way. Oh, actually, we got a hive right down here we're going to grab. Curious hive. Okay. And we're still looking for that Sky Slime Island. So we're just out adventuring, searching, looking around, seeing what we can see when and where. Oh, there's a big lava lake down that way. The world's not loading in. Alright. We are in some maple woods. Now we want to stay up high because we want to try and find this island. And if we come across any more of those platforms, we can maybe snag some more inventory pets while we're at it. Well, let's go ahead and land right here real quick. While I'm thinking about it, I need to heal. Alright. So away we go, still looking around. Also keep in mind that these flower arrangements here from Quark will sometimes tell you where there's a super vein underneath the ground if you were to dig pretty much straight down at that location. Depending on what type of flowers they are is what type of ore you're going to find underneath. Hey look, we found our first wizard tower. Wonder if he's a good wizard or a bad wizard. Let's go up and take a look, shall we? Alright, okay, now this is a wizard tower. Now take note that his eyes are blue. If they are red, he will attack you. If he's blue, you can trade with him. So we get a wither book, any sort of novice book for 5 crystals, a thunderbolt, snare, and as you trade with them he will get other effects, or more books. I want that thunderbolt spell. I don't know if I want to spend an emerald and 2 crystals just yet to get it though. Do note that if you take any of the books, torches, flooring, or his arcane workbench, he will become hostile and start attacking you. So don't steal his stuff. We can come back to that later. I don't need to mark it, do I? Still not finding any Sky Slime Islands. Maybe we can increase the upgrade of our jetpack or our flux capacitor, maybe. Well, let's take a look at what we got in here. Stone knife. Armor stand. Ah, some good stuff to steal. Let's take out our handy dandy little new remote control, as fancy as it is. Let's just toss all this away. And I put my sleeping bag in there. I need to get that back out. Didn't mean to put him in there. Okay. As you can see also, I did get my magma slime saplings and some congealed slime blocks to plant them on. But I'm looking for slime balls. So that's what we're out searching for the Sky Slime Islands for. What kind of beehives are these? And I think I just disconnected again. Yep, disconnected. I'm working on it, folks, I swear. So what I think I'm going to do, because I didn't have much planned for this episode as it stood, as you saw from my little clipboard list, I'm going to search around off camera and try and see if I can find said slime island, and then I'm just going to be back at base, and whenever I do episode 8, I'll go from there. We should also have some more Inferium Essence craftable to get hopefully those Certus Quartz seeds, and yeah, we'll move from there. We'll make some Fluix and we'll get started with other stuff. So I think for now I will call it for Strain tonight. Like I said, I'll do off-camera work trying to find that Sky Slime Island, and hopefully once I do, I can continue next episode with moving forward. So yeah, I look forward to next stream. As always, I'm Power Boss signing off, and this is Minecraft Eternal. Have a nice night, folks.